Hello, I'm Christina with It Is a Keeper, and today I'm showing you how to make a chilled blueberry dream pie. This luscious pie has layers of cooked and fresh blueberries, and then it's piled high with a creamy vanilla layer. You guys, this pie, this is what summer tastes like. I grew up with a big blueberry patch in our yard, and blueberry season is always one of my favorite times of the year because I could just head to my parents' house and pick what I need for recipes. There is nothing like plucking a fresh blueberry from the bush and eating it while it's still warm from the sun. And this recipe is just like that, just in a pie. My mother-in-law actually gave me this recipe, and I love how it's packed with both cooked and fresh blueberries that just burst in your mouth. So we need to get making this pie, so let's get started. Okay, so the first step in making this luscious blueberry dream pie is to make the cooked blueberry filling. So it starts with some fresh blueberries, and we're just going to add them to our pan. And what we want to do is cook them down and get some of those juices going in the berries. Now, one of the problems with blueberry pie, and this is I've learned through many years of cooking with blueberries, is getting that juice to gel up. Because in blueberry pie, you know, a lot of times that juice is very runny. So there is a secret trick to doing that, and it's the thickener. You can use flour, you can use cornstarch, but really the best thickener of all is instant tapioca. It sounds silly, but it works, trust me. You just pour that into your blueberries, and we're going to cook it, and that tapioca is going to gel, and it's going to thicken the sauce beautifully. So to this, we're also going to add some sugar for sweetness, and then we're just going to stir everything around and cook it until those blueberries start to burst. And that should take 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so our blueberries are cooking nicely. They're starting to burst. We're getting a lot of juice coming out of them, and it's mixing with the sugar and the instant tapioca. I can already see the sauce starting to thicken. It's beautiful. I just love how purple everything gets. That's the beauty of this recipe. There is the softness and the sweetness of the cooked blueberries, plus you'll get that fresh burst of the fresh blueberries that go into it. Pie is magic. Okay, so we have a nice looking sauce here. The berries have burst, we have lots of juice going on. I'm just going to turn off the heat and remove these blueberries from the heat. Okay, so just look at this beautiful blueberry sauce. It's gorgeous. So to our cooked blueberries, we are going to add even more blueberry deliciousness. I have some more fresh blueberries that we're just going to pour right into the sauce, and we're going to stir it so it's completely combined. We have a nice mixture of cooked and fresh blueberries. And you want to be very careful at this point because blueberries do stain. It's very difficult to get out a blueberry stain from clothing. Okay, this looks absolutely perfect. Next, we're going to take this filling and pour it into our prepared pie crust. Okay, so we have our prepared pie crust. You can use a homemade crust, and I do have a recipe on my website for a homemade pie crust, or you can just use a store-bought crust. Whatever you prefer, it just needs to be fully baked and ready to go. Well, graham cracker crust would probably be good for this too. We're going to pour the blueberry filling right into the prepared pie crust. Oh, doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? All those berries just glistening. So we're just going to straighten it out, get a nice even layer all the way across. And then we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it hang out. And while it's doing that, we are going to work on the topping for this dream pie. Okay, so to make our filling, we're going to start with some instant vanilla pudding mix. So I just have a package of that. Pour that right into the bowl. And then we're going to add some cold milk. And we'll give that a whisk until the pudding starts to set up. So we'll let this hang out in the bowl for a few minutes until that pudding starts to set up and gets nice and thick, and then we'll move on. Okay, so our pudding has set up. It's nice and thickened a little bit. we're going to add to this about half a container of this whipped topping. So I just kind of eyeball it. And we're going to just fold that right into the pudding, and it gets it nice and light. You don't really want to stir or whisk it. You don't want to lose the air that's already in the whipped topping. You just want to get it fully combined with the pudding. Now you could easily make your own whipped cream if you prefer. And you can see how light it made the pudding, and it's nice and frothy and fluffy, just what we're looking for. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring our chilled pie back out. We're going to top it with this topping, and then we're going to put it back in the refrigerator. But before you put the topping on it, you want to make sure those blueberries are completely cooled. Otherwise, it will melt this topping mixture, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going for completely cooled blueberries. Okay, so our pie is chilled. The blueberries have cooled down. Now we're going to just put that topping that we made right on top. And you really want to just pile it high on there. This is going to be one of those recipes, once you make it, you are going to be asked to make it again and again. So be prepared. If you take this to a party or make it for friends, you'll be asked for the recipe and you'll be asked to make it. And then we're just going to smooth that filling and just spread it, make sure everything has a nice even layer. And what's nice is it's a rustic looking pie, so you don't have to be fancy with the design on top, just kind of swirl it around. Okay, so we're almost done. We just have to let this completely chill in the refrigerator, probably about 2 to 3 hours, and then we can dive right in. Okay, so our pie has chilled in the refrigerator for a few hours. So now we're going to cut into this and give this a try. I want to show you how luscious that inside looks. But you know, the first piece of pie is always the trickiest to get out. So we'll see how we do here. Just look at that. You can see all the layers of blueberry in there, the cooked ones, the fresh ones. You guys, this pie is so good. I can't wait to take a taste. Okay, so it's time to take a bite of this pie. I can't wait to get my fork in there. The berries are perfect. They're so sweet and so juicy. I just love the way the cooked berries mix with the fresh ones, and then there's the cool, creamy top. This pie is absolute perfection, and it just tastes like summer. You've got to make this. Thanks for watching. You can get the full instructions in the video description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. And check out the rest of my videos where you can find more of my favorite easy recipes and quick tips. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.